breaking news right here, right now. The case against Alec Baldwin about the Rush shooting has been dismissed over withheld evidence, which is crazy.
I'm pissed about this. They need to bring it back. First of all, let me just say this. This judge, what a disaster. Because the idea of okay, I get the withheld evidence. You should have a mistrial if there was indeed withheld evidence by the prosecution.
But completely dismissed? But that's kind of crazy.
The prosecution needs to immediately rebring charges. And they need a new judge because here's the kicker, you guys. He was being tried only as an actor. And he was laying all of the blame. His defense was all towards the blame of the armorer and the first AD and those people that he says were responsible for the gun being loaded with live ammo. That he was just an actor in character doing his job and he had nothing to do with it. News fucking flash. He was the producer on the movie. An executive producer on the movie, meaning he hired the inexperienced armorer and first AD. He knew she wasn't qualified for the job. He knew she wasn't capable of doing it. He knew about the recklessness on the set of them doing live round ammo, shooting cans while they were drunk. There were all kinds of issues. So for this judge to go, you know what? None of that's going to be allowed into evidence. The jury can only hear that he was an actor. What the fuck? No, this guy is responsible for Helena Hutchinson's death. Sue me, Alec. Sue me, but I'm saying it. If I was a producer on a film and I hired an inexperienced person that was in charge of the guns and the ammo, and she put live rounds, or somebody underneath her put live rounds into a gun, and somebody died, that's fucking on me. That's on me for hiring the wrong person. I don't know any other way.
Let's talk about, because, everybody knows our thoughts and opinions. We've talked about this multiple times, but this literally just came in to our office about 7 minutes ago from the New York Times, and they dismissed the case against Alec Baldwin on Friday after finding that the state had withheld evidence that could have shed light on how many live rounds got onto the actual film set where the cinematographer was actually fatally shot. They said that there was no way for the courtroom to right this wrong, and Judge Mary Marlowe Sommer said in a court statement as Mr. Baldwell wept. Now, it says that lawyers for Mr. Baldwin called for the case to be dismissed, accusing the state of failing to disclose that it had been given a batch of rounds said to be connected to the case when the defense asked to review all of the ballistic evidence. And failure to disclose the new evidence posed a major legal problem because the state is required to turn over key evidence like this to the defense.
Yeah.
And of course, coming from Baldwin's lawyers, they buried it. Lucas Nikas said, the lawyer of Mr. Baldwin, said in court for the third day of the trial, they put it under a different case with a different number. So there it is, guys. Baldwin is scot-free.
But here's my thing, though. Dismissing it, mistrial, declare it a mistrial, right? Because a mistrial says you can bring charges against him again. Get rid of these prosecutors. Oops, fucked up. Get rid of them. Bring in new prosecutors and refile charges against him. Because
it's just Hollywood royalty, man. He's a white Hollywood actor who is privileged, and that's what that is. I mean, come on.
This was
it's so evident that people who have stature and freaking prominence in this country, they can get away with a lot of things.
If this was me or you, we would go to jail. It wouldn't have even been a question. We would have been charged as producers and actors, not just an actor. It's ridiculous to think that was thrown out. He was already going to get off because of the fact that they wouldn't allow the evidence of him as a producer in there. He was already going to get off, which I think is a travesty because him and the rest of the producers have to be held responsible for this woman's death. There's no other way. When we shot our film, it had a gun. We knew the gun couldn't shoot. We knew there's no firing pin in it. We knew it wasn't loaded. But everybody on our set, from the person responsible for the gun to the first AD to us, the directors, to our actor herself, all fucking checked the gun constantly. The idea that he says, I'm an actor, it wasn't my responsibility. If I was told it was a cold gun, then I had to take it as it was a cold gun. Fuck that! I don't care who tells me it's a cold gun. I'm opening it up and I'm checking the fucking gun.
It takes 2 seconds, and, I know a lot of stuff was settled out of court with her family, but, I mean, still, it's ridiculous. It's crazy, but this is where we live. I mean, people of power and people who come from prestigious families who have been in Hollywood, the entertainment industry for years, and just have money. People who have money get away with things, which is not fair. It's not right in society, but it's just the way it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. But I mean, of course, we'll probably have more details later on,
no doubt,
if anything else develops. But we just wanted to bring that to the forefront because, like I said, with it being breaking news as we're recording the show,
absolutely, and it's a sense. I just want to end it with it's a senseless death that did not have to happen.
Same.
This young woman should still be alive. She should still that child should have his mother. It didn't have to happen.
Agreed.